Hey everybody, today I am going to be putting together my chocolate chip sundae. I'm going to do my little chocolate chip scoops, and I have some chocolate chip cookies here. I have some chocolate chips, large and small ones. I've got some little beads for my sprinkles, and some sprinkles I made in the chocolate. And then a little chocolate bar. I don't know if I'm going to use this. It's kind of wonky, but it might be cute. I mean, chocolate can be melty, and it comes in all different shapes and sizes. Anyway, and then I'm making this little guy. We'll see. I may not use him, but he's holding a chocolate chip. It's still wet, so it's kind of squishing. Anyway, I've got to paint his eyes and touch up and glaze him. And I don't think I'm going to show his knees, so I'm not really worried about that. I think I'm just going to set him down in the whipped cream like he's just really sitting down. He may sit down like this or something. So anyway, I'm going to take you step by step on what I'm doing. So first, I'm cutting my little styrofoam ball. I'm cutting the top out because I'm going to put it in here. I learned that from Nessa at Up and Growing. I love that she uses these balls because it's perfect to sit down. I like it better than using the toilet paper roll. I think there's no need for the toilet paper roll, in my opinion. The glass itself is supporting all of this, so, you know, and this stuff is so lightweight. I'm not worried about it caving in or anything like that. So I'm going to cut the top out because I want the top flat for my scoop to sit on, my first scoop. And then my second scoop I'm going to kind of do, you know, off to the side there. And then I'll fill it in with the whipped cream, my spackle, and I'm going to put some chocolate chips around the edge. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do my chocolate chips around the edge, and then I'll start layering everything and see what I want to add, if I need to make anything else. So I'm going to kind of measure. About right there is where I want to cut. I'll just start right now. Be very careful when you're using your utensils and utility. This one's I've got it a little too far out. Pressure on it. Just go around. I can't wait to get a hot knife to be able to use for my styrofoams. It'll be so much easier than having to use a knife. There it goes. Okay, so I'm going to set it in just like that. I cut it a little too short, but that's okay. Kind of knew that when I was doing it, it was going to be too short. That's okay. I'll fill it in with some spackle. And clean up my messes. Boy, that's something I'm learning, is you've got to clean your messes as you go, because stuff contaminate, like that would contaminate if I started using sealer or something. So anyway, and look, there's my puppy dog hair. Alright, so I've got my hot glue gun. Now what I'm going to do, it's wanting to melt my foam too much. So I'm going to let it cool off just a minute while I'm just going to let that cool for just a minute. And then stick my glue, my foam piece in there. That way it doesn't melt your foam. Perfect. Okay. Okay, I've got my 2 scoops here, my chocolate chip scoops, and I've decided I want to put it just like this. And this is still soft in the middle. They're not finished curing, and that's perfect because I will be able to form this. I pushed it in. I'll be able to form it to my other scoop so it looks more natural instead of it just sitting like this one would, just sitting up like that. And 2, you're getting a little bit more support in your piece, in my opinion. So I'm going to skewer these together and put them into the foam, and then I will be propping up, you know, I'll be shimmying with other foam to make sure everything's truly supported, and there will be more spackle in between. So let's do that. Now for my spackle today, I'm going to be using the Fast and Final by Dab and my Shrink Free. This is my favorite by Sherwin-Williams. I love this. It's super strong. It's really smooth. I don't use it for the whipped cream very often. I'm playing with it to see which one I like for like whipping cream or more defined edges if I'm in a pipe. I mean, I thought it did pretty good. That's the first thing I ever started using, and I thought it did pretty well. I mean, this is a piece I made, and you can see it held its shape really well. But this is just white, and it comes like this white. You don't have to put white paint in it. So, but like when I started doing whiter things or flatter, it kind of sank just a little bit. So that was one of the first things I did, and this is one of the first things I did, and I think it did a beautiful job. So I might just be using the Sherwin-Williams, and it is hard as a rock. I mean, this stuff cures out, and I love how I feel secure with this, because I'm going to ship my things. Hopefully they'll sell, and eventually I will get to that point that I want to sell, and so I want my things as insured as possible. So I might just go ahead and use that today instead of using my DAP. I like the DAP. Red Devil, I'm not real, I'm kind of, the jury's out for me on the Red Devil, so I'm not really sure about it. I kind of want to test it on some smaller pieces, and just, I need to like do a test run where I do DAP. I do the same object, piping all three different spackles, but in the same shapes, and see which one I like better as far as durability or smoothness, or, you know, just all of those parameters that I'd want to judge. Got my thing filled up, and I'm just going to put me a layer of spackle down here to put my cones on. I wanted to put it about like that. And then I'm going to put this one right here, like that. I'm going to put a little dab of spackle there. And I'm going to skewer them in. Can y'all see that? So I've got it like that. And you won't see that spackle under there after I'm done, hopefully. And then I'm going to, I've got so much stuff on my desk today. Skewer this in, and I'll touch it up. I should have, oh, what am I doing? That's okay. I'm gonna do this first. Let me get this out. I got it. There we go. Okay, now get my other one. I messed up, y'all. That's okay. It can be fixed. So I'm going to make a pilot hole here. So I think that's where I want it. Let's put some more spackle here. Here we go. Don't want it coming out too far, and I might paint that spackle underneath as if it's the ice cream. Maybe kind of play with that and give it some texture, like it's more of the scoop. So let me blend those and then I can paint it. Let me get my little handy dandy brush and just kind of feather that out a little bit, give it some texture, and blend it with the bottom of this. I'm not worried about the back right now, but we're just going to feather that around and make it look like the ice cream is. Okay. And if you don't like something when it dries, you can sand it a little bit, and you know, nothing is permanent as far as when you're making it. It's very easy to kind of maneuver things and get them exactly as you want them. Don't just accept what the piece wants. You know, the original shape doesn't have to dictate what you do. There is a way to blend it and make it all cohesive. In my personal opinion, I'm not a professional at this yet, but I have some artistic abilities. And so I take liberties with those. I'm going to do the same here. Just kind of blend this over the edge. I was going to do my sprinkles next, but I got ahead of myself, so that happens. I tend to. So this, I'm going to extend my my ice cream scoop, and so I'll blend it and color it the same as my original. Hopefully I can remember what I did. So it's going to be kind of coming off the side of the cup here. Like that. Try not to get it too textured. And I've already sealed with the matte sealer, which this will stick to the matte sealer because it's not too glossy, so it should be fine. Let me bring that around just to give it some support. Okay, so we've got those blended together. I think I want to move that back just a little bit. It was a little bit forward leaning, so let me move that back. I really should put that in my a scoop will kind of sit, take its shape, but I do want them kind of blended, like they've sat for a minute and melted together. I don't want it just a scoop on top of a scoop that looks real static. And okay, I think I like that. That looks good. I'll look at it from all sides. It looks fine. And I'm just going to kind of take away some of this extra that I don't need coming up into the original. Okay. Now I'm going to let this dry, and I'll come back when I have it dry, and at least dry to the touch so I don't miss anything I've just done up. Okay, we're going to work on this little one while I'm letting the big one dry. I've got a little sundae cup that's so cute. I just love chocolate chips cookies. My husband and I just love them. I make them probably once a week, once every other week, homemade, and they're just so good. But we never get chocolate chip ice cream. It's funny. We just like the cookies and milk, I think. So I'm cutting my little styrofoam ball to go inside. There we go. And I need to do it a little bit shorter. This is going to be the top. I want to cut myself. That's good. That other one was a little too short, so. And I keep all my styrofoam pieces. Don't throw them away. Let me clean this up. And I need to wet my tip there so it doesn't dry out. Cover it with this cellophane. I'm going to put a little rubber band on that. Okay, so let me clean this mess up. Where's my little artist brush? Okay. Alright, so we're going to do the same as we did the other one. I like to put the glue on the piece itself, not on my styrofoam, because then it melts. Because I don't have a low temp. And my thing is not working. There it goes. I need a new glue gun bad. This one I've had for eons. I've already said that. But so we're going to let that dry real good. Or I'm going to let it cool down for just a second. And then put my foam on there. And then I'm going to just add it in a few pieces, a few dots. It's melting. It's melting. It won't be too bad. Got the fan, so it'll help dry it down. Okay. Good deal. I might do this one just a 1 scoop. Not everybody likes large scoops. And I think this will be plenty for this little cup. I think proportionally that will look good. So we're probably just going to do this 1 scoop. And I don't know which scoop. I might use this scoop. I like that scoop better. Okay. Yeah. That's a nicer scoop. I'll do it like this. And I like to do things off to the side. This is the one that has a little glitter on it, but I can fix that. Fix that later. And I got my skewer. I need to cut it at an angle. And I don't need that much. Just enough to hold it in place. We're going to go ahead and put it in there. And then I'm going to put some spackle underneath. I probably should go ahead and put a little hot glue on that. That way it doesn't move. Put some spackle under here. But isn't that Sherwin-Williams? It just looks just like whipped cream. It's just gorgeous. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do, let me put hot glue all up and down that. Is that the side I want? Yeah, I had it like this. There. Perfect. All right, so we got that done, and I'm probably just going to do a little chocolate drizzle here with my chocolate. That's where you need them. So I've already cleaned this glass, and I'm just going to drizzle some chocolate around before I do anything else. Not professional at this. It's kind of going sideways, but I can fix that with a longer drizzle here. There we go. Straighten it up. I have finer tips for these, and I really will probably break those out. It did get a little... I'm always going sideways. That's so funny. It's just, I don't do straight lines, ever. Hilarious. Okay, that's better. It's hard to do it on these curves. You know, fake baking is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. And you can also do that with clay, but I like to save my clay as much as possible because it's expensive. But I love the look of the clay too. So there's my drip. Looks pretty good when I could get it straight. Go ahead and we're gonna make gonna do a pretty like double stuffed cookie. Did anybody ever like going to Great American Cookie Company? Oh, when you were older or younger or now? They're still around. I kind of made that too much, but that's okay. That's kind of cute. I don't mind it being frilly. But you know, I think I could do it like one that is open a little bit more and then put the chocolate chips inside. See, this is where you got to get creative, and if you mess up, it's okay. You got your little bowl of water here, and you just take off this. I don't want to waste spackle, though. Let me put that over there. That's another thing that's expensive is spackle. Okay. I think I'll just do it where it's like an open face or open to the side here and put some decorative elements. I was wanting to do that. I just messed up my pretty little frills, but I'm gonna put stuff on top of it, so I'll probably just have way too much in there. Let's put some chocolate chips in there. See, by the time you get it in there. Okay. And then I'll probably stick it right in here. Maybe instead of having that second scoop, I'll just put it up in here. Okay, I'm working on putting my sprinkles on, and I really like the mix that I'm making here. It's cute. It's cute enough. I think it's cute. Anyway, so if you've got any sliding, you might need to lay your cup on the side and just let that first segment dry, and then you can do your second segment or third even. So I might do that because these beads are pretty heavy. So I think I'm just going to let this dry, and I'll probably come back with another video tomorrow, and we will finish, or maybe when this is dry this evening, I'll make another video and bring it to you by tomorrow or the next day, and we'll finish this up. I'm sorry I can't finish everything in one, but I'm just taking you through the process as I do this, the learning process, how long it really takes. You know, these videos sometimes make it look so easy, but there's a lot of prep involved, a lot of like finagling, you know, like I wanted my scoops to be more cohesive, so I needed to add that. So I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll paint it, and we can work through that process together. And so I love for you to see the entire process of, you know, especially if you're deciding whether you want to get into this craft or not. It is the most rewarding craft I've ever done for me. I mean, it just speaks to my soul, my crafting soul. So I love it so much. Food is so whimsical. Desserts are so whimsical and just so cute to look at. So I love doing desserts, and these ice cream dishes and the fake shakes are so fun to do. So come back and join me in the next video, and we'll finish these up. Thanks.